Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into a head-to-head tonight. A head-to-head to figure out what is the best wheated bourbon that's at high proof, relatively. Before we get into that though, please do me that favor, like, comment, subscribe. Helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. But let's get into this. So today we are putting good old Maker's 46 Cask Strength, probably my personal favorite wheated bourbon that is like a mainstay readily available on the shelves more often than not. I mean, sometimes the 46 Cask Strength isn't there, but it usually is, and I freaking love it. We are putting that up against Weller Foolproof Pick. I don't actually own a bottle, but I got a little tiny sample of it. So we're gonna put these two up against each other to figure out what's the best high proof wheated bourbon. One of these, easy to find. One of these, literally don't even own a bottle because it's so difficult to find. So I honestly don't know which one's gonna win because I've had a few Weller Foolproofs and I freaking like them, and I like this, Maker's 46, so who the heck knows. A little while back, I did a Maker's 46 versus a Weller 12. I own both those bottles. I went with the Maker's 46 that day when I did the blind, so I think Maker's is gonna win, but who the heck knows. Going into Glass B, we're gonna do Maker's 46 Cask Strength, and this Cask Strength is at 110.2 proof. We're gonna put this into B because, well, I think it's gonna be better. I think it's gonna be better than the Weller, just because I gotta side with the good old trusty, the good old faithful, the one that I think is actually gonna win. And then in Glass A, we are going to put the Weller Foolproof because, well, it is a bottle that I do not own. That was close. Almost didn't come up with a word for that. But we got them both poured, both in front of me. I'm going to randomly mix them up. Now that we got these SOBs spun around, I have no idea which one is which. So let's just get right into it with whatever's on the left side. And the Weller Foolproof, this is a Weller Foolproof pick. It is at 114 proof. So let's get into whatever is, we'll call this Glen number one. Glen number one on the nose. Ooh, man, this smells lovely. This is light, it's bright, it's very vanilla, very creme brulee. Little touch of oak in there. There's this nice like springtime like raspberry strawberry note in there as well. Vanilla pound cake, a little bit of a custardy note, touch of oak, and like a little bit of like almost like a cinnamon almond as well. Little nutty. I mean, this smells good. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why I'm starting to like really like select wheated bourbons, is because they're just the most crushable quality bourbons out there. Like a high rye bourbon is sometimes a bit too much, but you don't want to go for a rye. You want something that's just going to be nice and crushable in the realm of like 110 proof. That's why I freaking love this. This is like my go-to crushable like 110 proof, where I need like a porch pounder in the middle of like spring or fall. Ooh, what the heck? Getting onto Glass 2. This is cherries. This is that maraschino, the cherry liqueur, or not cherry liqueur, the little like the cocktail cherries. This is that juice. It's everything that was in Glass number one, but with that juice. It got the juice. Ooh, that is denser, richer, heavy cherry note. Still a little bit of that like raspberry in there as well. Little bit of like that vanilla custard note, but it's such an explosive strawberry. Like there's so much freaking strawberry in this. I don't even need to sit around and A/B the heck out of these. I already know whatever is in Glass 2 on the nose, I think is better. So let's go ahead and get on the palates with glass number 1. Oh, that is good. Ooh, rich vanilla, creamy oak, cherries, lots of vanilla, like vanilla pound cake. It is heavy, like a cherry shortcake. I don't know if that's a thing, but like a strawberry shortcake, but like if it's instead of strawberries, it's more cherries. Man, I like that. Good finish. Finish goes like very vanilla custardy, slightly oaky with like a little bit of like a cinnamon almond, just like the nose. Like this is very consistent. This has a very consistent flavor profile all the way from the nose to the palate to the finish. It's a very consistent whiskey. Has a little bit of like a funky oak about mid palate, like a weird tannicky oak, like a spicy oak, which I don't entirely love, but I don't hate either. Like it's not bad, it's not great, it's just, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get on to glass number 2. Man, the nose on this is so much more like involved. It's so much denser, richer, darker. I mean, not darker per se, because it's just like very heavy into the cherry. Like it just took a hard right turn into cherries. But man, that is dense cherries. Let's palate time. It's denser. Like that's the best way I could describe it. The mouthfeel on glass 2 compared to glass 1 is so much better. The palate, the flavor profile is very similar. They're very similar. I would say number 2 is a little bit like higher on the fruitier side, as well as like, I mean, I don't even know if I would say it's higher on the fruitier side. It's more dense. Like the oak is more prominent. The cherry's more prominent. Like it's literally the palate of or not like same, because it doesn't have that weird like spicy oak about mid palate that like kind of threw me off. But like it's the same exact thing, but like just cranked up to 11. Like you took the same flavor profile of or like relatively flavor profile, and you just cranked it up, added more cherries, added more oak, and just more vanilla custard, and just made it more creamier, more denser, more viscosity. And then the finish is much better too, because it goes like heavy into that cherry, very, very heavy into that cherry. Yeah, whatever's in glass number 2, it's not even a competition. Glass 2 is slapping the crap out of glass 1. Yeah, that is the clear, easy victor for me. Glass number 2 is the winner. So, without further ado, let's figure out which one was the winner. Glass A, which means Weller Foolproof. Weller Foolproof. You heard it here today, guys. Weller Foolproof is the better wheated bourbon compared to Maker's 46 and Weller Foolproof. Man, this is good. No wonder why you can't find it. I didn't get on the hype train when it came to, the Weller 12 or whatever, but this Weller Foolproof I think is really, really good. Like I think just like my only issue with Weller 12 was the fact that it was low proof. Like the flavor profile was great. It was just thin and low proof. This, it's not having any of those problems. It's a lot less like oakier influenced, but damn, this is good. This is freaking good. Man, I want one of these Weller Foolproof picks so bad. That is fantastic. Fantastic. That being said, this Maker's 46 Cask Strength is still really good. It's just, it ain't that Weller Foolproof. That Weller Foolproof is fantastic. That being said, this is a wrap for today's video. Please do me that favor, like, comment, subscribe. Great YouTubey things. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought about my battle, as well as what you thought of the outcome, and which one would you personally put here. Have you done this? What would you personally put here? I don't have any more Weller Foolproof, so I can't do another like A-B with them, but let me know if there's a bottle you like better than like the Maker's 46 or the Maker's Picks that you think could potentially, beat the Weller Foolproof or beat this. Let me know down below. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. The links for all that stuff are down there below. That is a wrap for today's video. Cheers, y'all.